The sun shone brightly over Enchantia as Princess Sofia stepped out into the palace courtyard, humming a cheerful tune. Today felt special, though she couldn't explain why. The warm breeze danced through her brown hair, and the sky looked extra blue, as if the entire kingdom knew something exciting was about to happen. Clover hopped beside her, sniffing around with curiosity. "Princess Sofia," he said, twitching his nose, "you're glowing like you just found a mountain of snacks. What's going on?" Sofia giggled. "I don't know, Clover. Today just feels different. I woke up feeling excited." Clover nodded knowingly. "Well, excitement usually means adventure. Or snacks. Hopefully both." As they walked across the courtyard, Sofia noticed her family gathered near a gazebo. King Roland stood with his hands behind his back, trying to hide something. Queen Miranda's smile was wider than usual, and Amber and James kept whispering to each other, barely containing their giggles. Sofia blinked. "What's going on?" "Sofia!" Amber called, motioning her over. "Come quick. We have something for you." Sofia hurried over, Clover hopping excitedly beside her. When she reached the group, King Roland stepped forward proudly. "Princess Sofia," he announced with a warm smile, "you have been growing, learning, and accomplishing so much lately. Your kindness, bravery, and willingness to try new things have made us so proud." Sofia's heart warmed. "Thank you, Dad. And because of that," King Roland continued, "we thought it was time to give you something special. Something that brings fun, freedom, and a little extra adventure." At that moment, Bailiwick stepped forward, pulling back a silky royal cloth. Sofia gasped. Underneath the cloth stood the most beautiful bicycle she had ever seen. The frame was soft lavender with golden swirls, the wheels sparkled as if dusted with fairy magic, and a small basket with purple ribbons sat in front. A tiny silver charm shaped like her amulet of Avalor hung from the handle. Sofia covered her mouth. "A bike? For me?" Queen Miranda nodded. "Yes, sweet girl. A bicycle made just for you." Amber clapped excitedly. "It matches your dress. And look at the basket. You can even put Clover inside. Well, if he fits." Clover puffed his chest. "I always fit. I'm very adjustable." James grinned. "Come on, Sofia. Try it." Sofia approached the bike slowly, almost reverently. Her fingers brushed the smooth lavender frame. It felt magical, not in the glowing, sparkling Avalor way, but magical in the simple, heartwarming sense that this was her very own bike. Her first bike. Something she had never imagined having when she lived in the village. Back then, she used to watch other kids ride their bikes down the dirt paths, wishing she could try someday. And now, she finally had one. "I love it," Sofia said softly, her voice full of emotion. "Thank you, everyone." King Roland nodded. "We're glad you like it. But remember, riding a bike takes practice. It's not something you master instantly." "Oh yes," Amber added dramatically. "I fell into a rose bush my first time." James smirked. "I fell into 3 rose bushes." Sofia giggled nervously. "So, I have to be careful?" Queen Miranda smiled gently. "Careful, patient, and brave. Just like you always are." Clover nudged her ankle. "Don't worry, Princess Sofia. If you fall, I'll be there to give moral support. Maybe snacks." "Definitely snacks." Sofia took a deep breath and placed her hands on the handlebars. The seat was a bit high, but manageable. Her heart thudded with nervous excitement. She swung her leg over and sat down. "I'm doing it," she whispered. Amber cheered. "Pedal, Sofia." James cupped his hands. "We believe in you." Even the castle guards watched with interest. Sofia pushed one pedal down, then the other. The bike wobbled. Her balance swayed. For a moment, she felt like she might topple over. Clover gulped loudly. "Please don't fall on me." "I got you," James said, gently placing a hand on the back of the bike to steady her. With his support, Sofia pedaled again, and this time the bike rolled forward. Slowly at first. The wheels turned uncertainly, then smoothly. She felt the wind brush her cheeks as she gained rhythm. "I'm riding!" Sofia exclaimed, her eyes shining. Yes, everyone cheered. James jogged alongside her. You're doing amazing. Clover hopped behind, shouting, Princess Sofia, avoid the fountain. Avoid the fountain. Sofia laughed, managing to steer around it. She looped the courtyard once, twice, her excitement growing. When she finally stopped, she hopped off, breathless and glowing. I did it, she said proudly. King Roland clapped. Well done. That was an excellent first ride. Queen Miranda hugged her. See? Bravery comes in many forms, even learning something new. Amber twirled. Soon you'll be riding like a pro. You'll be joining the royal bike parade in no time. Sofia gasped. There's a bike parade? James nodded. It's coming up this weekend. Everyone decorates their bikes and rides through the village. It's really fun. Clover bounced. And Princess Sofia will win. We'll put snacks in the basket to motivate her. Sofia giggled. Maybe Clover. She looked at her bike again, her heart swelling with excitement. I can't believe I have my own bike. I can't wait to practice more. Amber linked arms with her. Then we shall help you. Right, James? Of course. James said. Tomorrow morning, bike training session. Sofia beamed. Her new bike wasn't just a gift, it was the beginning of a brand new adventure. She could already imagine exploring Enchanted, riding through the gardens and participating in the royal parade. She felt grateful, excited, and ready to learn. Little did she know, the journey ahead would be filled with challenges, laughter, teamwork, and magical surprises that only Princess Sofia could experience. Sofia woke up the next morning with a burst of excitement, the kind that made her jump out of bed before Clover could even finish his morning stretch. Today was her first official riding day, a whole day dedicated to learning how to ride her brand new purple bicycle. The palace grounds were bright and fresh, and the sunlight bounced off the bike's silver handles as if encouraging her to start right away. Sofia quickly slipped into her riding outfit, a lilac top with soft leggings and her matching purple shoes, perfect for biking and perfectly Sofia. Once she was ready, she hurried down to the courtyard where her bike was already waiting for her like a loyal companion. Just as she reached the courtyard, she noticed her mom, Queen Miranda, and Bailiwick standing nearby. They had arranged a beautiful little setup, a basket of snacks, a polished helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, and even a small lavender flag with Sofia's initial on it. Good morning, sweetheart, Queen Miranda greeted warmly. Ready for your lesson? Sofia nodded eagerly and hugged her mom. Miranda helped her adjust the helmet while Bailiwick double-checked the bike's seat height. Once everything was set, Bailiwick gave a proud nod. Perfect balance and safety, he said. A princess must pedal with confidence and caution. Sofia climbed onto the bike, gripping the handles tightly. For a moment, she felt a flutter of nervousness. What if she couldn't balance? What if she fell? But then she reminded herself of all the challenges she had already faced, becoming a princess, talking to animals, even saving kingdoms. If she could do all that, she could learn to ride a bike. Her determination returned. Bailiwick held the back of the seat as Sofia put her feet on the pedals. Take a deep breath, Princess Sofia, he said softly. You've got this. She pedaled slowly as Bailiwick walked behind her, keeping the bike steady. Sofia could feel the wheels beginning to glide, the breeze brushing past her cheeks. For a few moments, she felt like she was floating. But learning wasn't as easy as she expected. The moment Bailiwick loosened his hold, Sofia began wobbling. She squeaked as the bike leaned dangerously to the left. She caught herself, but then it leaned to the right. Eventually, she had to stop completely. Her cheeks flushed, half embarrassed and half frustrated. Why is this so hard? She wondered aloud. Before Bailiwick could answer, Amber and James arrived, both racing toward her. James carried a small windmill toy he had built, and Amber wore a sun hat with purple ribbons. Sofia, we came to help, Amber announced proudly, even though no one had called for her help. James ran circles around the bike, examining it with unnecessary intensity. Look at that. A royal riding machine. Amber brushed back Sofia's hair and smiled softly. Don't worry, little sister. I couldn't even stand on my first bike. I fell so many times that even the palace squirrels knew when I was practicing. That made Sofia giggle. Knowing Amber had struggled too made her feel less alone. Then James, being James, jumped in with his own memory. I crashed into a fountain, he said proudly, as if it were an achievement. It was awesome. Sofia burst out laughing. The twins' stories lifted her spirits, and suddenly the nervousness didn't feel so heavy. With renewed courage, Sofia tried again. This time, Amber held one handle while James held the back of the seat. They jogged alongside her as she pedaled carefully. "Steady, steady, you're doing it," James shouted. Sofia looked straight ahead, focusing on the cobblestone path. Her legs moved faster, her balance steadied, and for a moment she didn't even realize that her siblings had let go. "Dubby, am I riding?" she asked. Amber cupped her hands around her mouth and yelled, "You're doing it on your own." Sofia's eyes widened with pure joy. She was biking, really biking. But the excitement distracted her, and she didn't notice the slight downhill ahead. Before she could react, her bike picked up speed. "Oh," she whispered as she tried to slow down. "Use the brake," Bailiwick called from behind. Sofia pressed it, but she pressed too hard. The bike jerked, wobbled, and then, plop. Sofia gently toppled into a soft bush. Amber gasped dramatically while James burst into uncontrollable laughter. Sofia sat up, leaves in her hair, but surprisingly, she wasn't upset. "What? That was something," she said with a shy smile. Everyone ran to her to make sure she was okay. She was perfectly fine, not even a scratch thanks to her safety gear. Queen Miranda helped her out of the bushes and hugged her tightly. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. "Not because you rode perfectly, but because you kept trying." Hearing that made Sofia's heart glow. After a short break, complete with snacks and a refreshing lavender lemonade, Sofia got right back on the bike. This time she took it slow. She pedaled gently, keeping her eyes forward, remembering Amber's tips and Bailiwick's advice. And little by little, she began moving with a smoother rhythm. Before long, she completed an entire circle around the courtyard without falling, wobbling, or panicking. Everyone cheered. James waved the windmill toy like a victory flag. Amber clapped proudly. Bailiwick adjusted his vest with satisfaction. And Queen Miranda smiled with that warm, motherly pride that Sofia adored. Sofia giggled, glowing with accomplishment. She still had much to learn, but now she believed, truly believed, that she could learn it. And that made all the difference. Princess Sofia woke up the next morning more excited than ever because today was the day she would finally get to ride her new bike outside the castle grounds. She hurried to put on her riding outfit, a comfortable purple top, matching shorts, and protective knee and elbow pads that Amber had decorated with tiny sparkling gems. Clover hopped beside her, watching as she tied her shoes with a big determined smile. "Ready for your big road adventure?" he asked, twitching his whiskers. "Absolutely," Princess Sofia said, but as soon as she said it, she felt a tiny nervous twist in her stomach. Riding in the castle garden had felt easy and safe, but riding on the paths outside the castle, that was something new. Still, she was eager to try. Queen Miranda and King Roland were already waiting with Bailiwick near the main gate. The Queen smiled warmly. "Good morning, sweetheart. Since today you'll be going on real paths, we want you to learn all the rules of the road." Princess Sofia blinked. "Rules?" King Roland chuckled gently. "Of course. Even magical kingdoms have riding rules. They keep everyone safe, especially young riders like you." Princess Sofia nodded seriously. She wanted to be responsible. After all, getting a bike was a big milestone. Bailiwick held up a small board with colorful drawings. "Rule number 1, he said, always stay to the right side of the path so others can pass." Princess Sofia imagined the forest creatures and castle staff walking along the paths. "Okay, that makes sense," she said. "Rule number 2, Bailiwick continued, always look both ways before crossing any path." Princess Sofia nodded again, feeling more confident. "And most importantly," King Roland added, go slow when turning corners. Paths can be tricky. Princess Sofia grinned. "I can do that." After the lesson, They walked with her to the beginning of the main castle path. It looked much longer than the garden loop she had practiced on, and at the far end she could see the road stretch into the Enchanted Forest. Princess Sofia gripped her handlebars tightly, took a deep breath, and started pedaling. Her parents waved proudly while Clover hopped alongside her. The morning sun made the path glow, and the cool breeze felt soft against her cheeks. Soon she reached her first challenge, a gentle bend in the road. Princess Sofia remembered the rules. Slow down for turns. She squeezed her brakes slightly, keeping her balance steady. "You've got it," Clover called out. And she did. The turn felt smooth, and Sofia felt a warm spark of confidence grow inside her. She pedaled a little faster, enjoying the rhythm of the wheels rolling beneath her. As she continued, she reached a small intersection where two paths crossed. This time, Princess Sofia remembered to stop completely. She looked left, then right, then left again, just like Bailiwick had shown her. She saw a few woodland creatures carrying baskets of berries. "Hello," she called out kindly. They waved back and let her pass. Princess Sofia pedaled forward, proud of herself for remembering the rules so perfectly. But the next challenge was not quite so simple. Up ahead was a slightly steeper hill than the ones in the castle garden. Princess Sofia slowed down, observing it carefully. "Sofia," Clover said, jumping up beside her, "just pedal steady. Don't rush it. You can do this." Princess Sofia nodded. She stood up slightly on her pedals and began pushing upward. At first, it felt manageable. But halfway through, the hill grew steeper. Her legs burned a little, and the bike wobbled as she tried to stay balanced. "Oh no, what if I fall?" Sofia thought anxiously. The nervous twist in her stomach grew stronger. Clover saw her panic and shouted, "Sofia! Don't look at the ground, look ahead." Princess Sofia lifted her eyes, and suddenly the path looked clearer. She took a slow breath, tightened her grip, and pushed her left foot down firmly. Then the right. She tried to pedal at an even pace, remembering the confidence she felt during her practice laps. Slowly but surely, she climbed the hill until she finally reached the top. "I did it!" Princess Sofia gasped, breathing fast but smiling wide. Clover cheered. "You didn't just do it, you mastered it." From the top of the hill, she could see the castle behind her and the forest stretching ahead like a green sea. The world looked bigger, but she felt a little bigger too. As she made her way down the other side of the hill, Princess Sofia kept both hands firmly on her brakes. She went slowly, remembering that going downhill too fast could make her lose control. A family of rabbits crossed the road ahead, and Sofia gently came to a full stop, giving them time to pass safely. "Thank you, Princess Sofia," the smallest rabbit squeaked. Sofia smiled proudly. After riding a bit more, she reached a small wooden bridge that crossed a tiny sparkling stream. The bridge was narrow, and Princess Sofia's heart started to thump again. But she took a deep breath, centered her balance, and rode straight across. The sound of bubbling water below made her laugh with relief as she reached the other side. "This is actually fun," she said to Clover. By the time Princess Sofia circled back toward the castle, she felt taller, not in height, but in bravery. King Roland and Queen Miranda were waiting at the gate. "So, how was your first real ride?" the Queen asked, hugging her. Princess Sofia beamed. "It was amazing. I learned all the rules and I followed them. I even climbed a big hill." "We're proud of you," King Roland said warmly. As Bailiwick took the bike to clean the wheels, Princess Sofia thought about tomorrow. There was still more to explore, more paths to try, and more confidence to grow. And she was ready for it. The next morning, Princess Sofia woke with an extra sparkle of excitement. Today, she and Clover were going on a real adventure outside the castle grounds, beyond the safe paths of the courtyard and palace gardens. Her bike gleamed in the morning sun, ready for the challenge. She quickly put on her purple riding outfit, knee and elbow pads secured, helmet fastened snugly, and tightened the straps of her shoes. Clover twitched his whiskers eagerly. "Princess Sofia, are you ready for the forest adventure?" he asked. Sofia took a deep breath and smiled. "I think so, Clover. I've practiced a lot, and I feel ready for something new." Queen Miranda and King Roland stood near the castle gates, watching proudly. "Remember, Sofia," Queen Miranda reminded her, "the forest paths can be uneven. Pay attention, stay alert, and ride safely." Bailiwick had already inspected the forest trail and assured them it was safe for a beginner rider, with gentle slopes, wide paths, and plenty of magical creatures to watch and greet. Princess Sofia nodded, gripping the handlebars firmly. "I'll be careful." Clover hopped along beside her as she pedaled down the cobblestone path. The wind played with her hair, and the morning sun warmed her cheeks. Sofia felt free and confident, the rhythm of pedaling making her feel like she was flying. She remembered all the rules she had learned: stay to the right, look both ways, go slow on turns, and be ready for surprises. It was all about focus and balance. The castle's gates opened to the forest trail, revealing a path lined with tall, ancient trees. Birds sang cheerfully from the branches, and colorful flowers swayed gently in the breeze. Sofia felt a thrill of wonder. The forest looked magical, almost like it had been painted by a fairy. "Wow," she whispered. Clover twitched his nose. "Princess Sofia, this is amazing. But remember, don't get distracted." Sofia laughed and nodded, steering carefully along the trail. Soon she came across her first obstacle, a winding path around a small hill. The ground was slightly bumpy, and loose leaves made it slippery in places. Sofia's hands gripped the handlebars tightly, and she focused on keeping her balance. Clover hopped nearby, encouraging her. "Pedal smoothly, Princess Sofia. You've got this." She slowed her pace slightly, keeping a steady rhythm, and maneuvered around the bends with care. At the top of the hill, she looked back and saw the castle glinting in the sunlight, and she felt proud of herself for making it through safely. As she descended the hill, she noticed a small stream crossing the path. Bailiwick had warned her that some parts of the forest might require extra attention, and this was one of them. Sofia slowed down, her tires touching the small wooden bridge carefully. The gentle gurgle of water beneath the bridge was soothing, and she felt a wave of excitement. "I'm really doing it, Clover," she said, smiling. "I'm riding through the forest." Clover twitched his whiskers and cheered. "Princess Sofia, this is epic. Keep going." Halfway through the trail, Sofia encountered a group of forest creatures, a family of rabbits and a few squirrels. The animals paused to watch her with curiosity. Sofia remembered what her mom had said: always be kind and cautious around wildlife. She slowed her bike to a gentle stop. "Hello," she called softly. "I won't scare you, I promise." The rabbits twitched their ears, and the squirrels hopped along the branches above, chattering happily. Clover whispered, "Princess Sofia, you're making friends even on a bike." Sofia giggled. "I guess kindness goes everywhere, even on wheels." As she continued, she noticed the forest becoming a little more challenging. Roots poked through the ground, and small rocks made the trail uneven. She remembered the lesson from her first hill: breathe, focus, and pedal steadily. Sofia navigated carefully, feeling her confidence grow with each turn. Her legs burned slightly, but she reminded herself it was all part of learning. "I can do this," she said, her eyes sparkling with determination. Clover hopped alongside, giving her moral support with every pedal stroke. Suddenly, a playful gust of wind rustled the trees, sending leaves flying around her. Sofia's eyes widened as the wind pushed against her. Clover twitched nervously. "Hold on, Princess Sofia. Stay balanced." Sofia gripped the handlebars even tighter, leaning slightly forward to maintain control. With careful pedaling and deep breaths, she passed through the windy patch safely. She laughed, exhilarated. That was like a mini adventure within the adventure. Clover twitched his nose in agreement. "Princess Sofia, you are unstoppable today." As the trail opened into a sunny clearing, Sofia paused to catch her breath. She looked around at the beautiful forest, feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. The ride had been challenging, fun, and full of surprises. She realized that riding wasn't just about speed or skill, it was about patience, focus, and enjoying the journey. Clover hopped onto a rock nearby, watching her with admiration. "Princess Sofia, you've come so far. and we're only halfway through the trail." Sofia smiled, feeling confident. She knew the path ahead might have more obstacles, but she also knew she had learned the skills and courage to face them. The forest adventure was teaching her not just how to ride a bike, but how to stay calm, careful, and brave in every new situation. And with Clover by her side, she felt ready for anything the trail could throw at her. Pedaling forward, Princess Sofia entered the next section of the forest, her excitement renewed. She felt the wind on her face, the sun on her back, and the freedom that came from riding her very own bike. Today was more than practice. It was an adventure that would stay in her heart forever. Clover twitched his nose proudly. "Princess Sofia, this is just the beginning. There are more adventures waiting for us." Sofia nodded, her heart racing with joy. "I can't wait, Clover. Let's see what the forest has in store." The sun was shining brightly as Princess Sofia and Clover reached the final stretch of the forest trail. After hours of pedaling through winding paths, gentle hills, and playful obstacles, Sofia felt a mix of excitement, pride, and just a tiny bit of exhaustion. Her riding outfit was slightly dusty from the trail, and a few leaves had found their way into her helmet, but she didn't mind at all. This adventure had been more than she could have imagined, and the thought of telling Amber, James, and her parents about every moment made her smile. As Sofia approached the clearing where the castle grounds began, she looked around at the forest she had navigated. The tall trees swayed gently in the breeze, and the flowers seemed to sparkle as if cheering her on. "Clover," she said, turning to her loyal companion, "we really did it. I rode through the whole forest." Clover twitched his nose proudly. "Princess Sofia, you didn't just ride, you mastered it. And you stayed safe the whole time. I'm impressed." Sofia giggled. "Thanks, Clover. I couldn't have done it without you encouraging me." Just as they reached the castle gates, Queen Miranda and King Roland were waiting, along with Amber and James. Their eyes lit up when they saw her approaching on the bike. "Princess Sofia!" Amber shouted, running toward her. "You made it! You rode all the way through the forest." James jogged up beside her, waving his hands. "You're amazing! I'm so proud of you." Sofia carefully stopped her bike and hopped off, brushing a little dust from her riding outfit. "It was amazing," she said, beaming. "There were challenges, like hills and roots and even a gust of wind, but I remembered the rules and took it step by step. And Clover helped me stay brave the whole time." Clover twitched his whiskers and did a little hop. "Bravery and teamwork, Princess Sofia. That's the perfect adventure combo." Queen Miranda stepped forward, adjusting Sofia's helmet. "I'm so proud of you, Sofia. You have learned not only how to ride your bike but also how to face challenges with patience and care. Riding through the forest is no small feat, and you did it with courage and thoughtfulness." King Roland nodded, smiling warmly. "Exactly. Today you've shown that determination and focus can help you overcome obstacles, and that's a lesson that goes far beyond biking." Sofia's cheeks flushed with pride. Amber gave her a playful nudge. "Now you're officially ready for the Royal Bike Parade this weekend. You'll ride like a pro." Sofia laughed. "I think so, Amber. Today felt like a big practice for that. And I've learned a lot about balance, focus, and keeping my eyes on the path. I think I'm ready." James grinned. "And don't forget teamwork. Clover and all of us will be cheering for you." After a short break, Bailiwick came forward to inspect the bike. "The tires are in perfect condition, Princess Sofia. And I must say, your riding skills have improved greatly in just a few days. You're a true example of patience and practice paying off." Sofia beamed. "Thank you, Bailiwick. I really enjoyed the ride." Feeling a burst of energy, Sofia decided to take one last lap around the castle courtyard to celebrate. Clover ran beside her, hopping and twirling in excitement. Sofia pedaled steadily, taking careful turns and gliding past the fountain, the rose garden, and the familiar cobblestone paths. She felt the wind in her hair and the thrill of freedom. This ride wasn't just about mastering a bike, it was about confidence, joy, and the magic of trying something new. As she came to a stop near the castle gates, she looked around at her friends and family. Their smiles, cheers, and proud expressions filled her heart. I feel so happy, she said softly, hugging Clover tightly. This bike isn't just for fun, it's a reminder that I can try new things, even if they feel scary at first. And that practicing, learning, and asking for help is part of becoming braver. Clover twitched his whiskers. Princess Sofia, you're the bravest little biker in all of Enchantia. Sofia laughed and gave him a gentle pat. Later that afternoon, the royal family celebrated Sofia's accomplishment with a small picnic near the fountain. Queen Miranda brought lavender lemonade and fruit tarts, while Amber and James shared stories of their own first bike rides. I fell 3 times the first day, Amber admitted, giggling. And I learned to get back up, just like Princess Sofia did today. James nodded. And I got a little muddy once, but it was worth it for the fun. Sofia smiled, realizing that everyone's first adventures had their challenges, but that didn't make them any less magical. As the sun began to set over Enchantia, Sofia rode her bike one more time through the castle courtyard, feeling the golden light reflect off the lavender frame. Clover hopped beside her, whispering, "Princess Sofia, this was a magical day. You've learned so much, and you did it all yourself." Sofia smiled, feeling proud and happy. "I couldn't have done it without practice, courage, and a little help from my friends and family," she said. "This bike isn't just a gift, it's an adventure waiting for me every day." By the time evening fell, Princess Sofia carefully parked her bike in the castle garage. She removed her helmet and pads, placing them neatly beside the lavender wheels. She looked back at the trail, thinking of all the hills, bends, and playful obstacles she had conquered. She felt confident, capable, and ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. Clover curled up beside her and whispered, "Princess Sofia, tomorrow we can ride even farther if you want." Sofia laughed softly. "I think we should. There's so much more to explore, and I feel ready. Today was the first chapter of my biking adventures, and I can't wait for the next one." With a heart full of joy and accomplishment, Princess Sofia went inside the castle, knowing that learning to ride her bike had taught her much more than balance and pedaling. It had taught her courage, patience, determination, and the thrill of trying something new. And as she drifted off to sleep that night, dreams of new adventures and winding forest paths filled her imagination. Princess Sofia's first big bike adventure was complete, but it was just the beginning of many magical journeys she would enjoy, all from the seat of her very own lavender bicycle.